Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Uwchlan Township Board of Supervisors meeting for the month of June. I want to announce before we begin that tonight's evening is being live streamed on the Township's YouTube channel as well as recorded for future viewing. And with that, I will invite you to join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and truth. All right, before we begin tonight, I want to draw your attention to resolution number 2023-08, which should be back on the back of your agenda this evening, outlining the public participation rules and guidelines for public meetings. Residents and taxpayers of the township who wish to address the board during the public comment period at the end of the meeting should sign their names to a sign-in sheet, which is provided by the township at the back of the room. Speakers must identify themselves by name and street name. A business or an organization is encouraged to designate one person to present comments on its behalf. The speaker must direct all comments to the Board of Supervisors and not to staff. Each speaker recognized by the board chair will be given 3 minutes to comment during the public comment period. No official board action will be taken on items presented during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. Items may be referred to township staff and/or the appropriate working group or committee for further research and discussion. Matters addressed publicly to the board will be taken under advisement, and either the board will respond to the person raising the issue directly at a later date, or the board will respond to the items during a future public meeting as an agenda item. The board need not engage in discussion on comments offered. While the public has the right to make critical remarks, the public does not have the right to disrupt a meeting. In cases of serious disruption, the board will adjourn the meeting or take other such action to resolve the disruption as appropriate under the circumstances. All right. With that, I'll ask if there's a motion to approve the minutes of the May 11th meeting and the June 4th, 2026 workshop.
I move that we approve the May 11 minutes and the June 4th, 2026 workshop.
I'll second.
Any board questions or comments?
No.
Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Moving on to the reports this evening, and we will start with our Chief of Police.
Good evening, everyone. For May of 2026, the police department made 925 entries into the reporting system. The department members conducted or assisted with 2 motor carrier details, resulting in 294 commercial vehicles being weighed, 2 of which were found to be overweight, and 1 driver was placed out of service. Also during the month, the officers conducted numerous community outreach programs. There were no Narcan deployments for the month.
Thank you. Treasurer's report.
Good evening. Through the month of May, in the general fund, we have collected just over 46% of our budgeted revenues and have spent just above 35% of our budgeted expenditures.
Thank you. Public Works.
Good evening, everyone. For the month of May, the road department installed signs on Welshpool Road and Lakeview Drive, filled in a washout on Peck Road, cleaned storm drains prior to heavy rains, replaced storm pipes on Brecknock Drive and Landavery Drive in preparation for this year's paving project, repaired a sinkhole and rock-lined a storm pipe discharge that caused heavy erosion on Norwood Road, filled a pothole on Gordon Drive, performed vehicle maintenance and inspections on police vehicles, and they placed the order for the new Volvo L90 wheel loader. For the sewer department, for the month of January, the daily average flow to the Downingtown Area Regional Authority Treatment Facility was 1.37 million gallons per day. We recorded 3.99 inches of rain for the month, giving Uwchlan Township a rainfall deficit of 7.27 inches for the year. The staff responded to 168 notifications through the Pennsylvania one-call system. All 3 pump stations are operating normally with no issues, and the wastewater treatment plant had no violations for the month of May. 4 of our staff members attended a 4-day training through the National Association of Sewer Services Companies, certifying them to inspect manholes, piping, and laterals for structural and construction deficiencies using our pipe televising system. Able Recon completed the structural repair on the 72-inch dual pipe culvert crossing on Deep Willow Drive. The staff cleaned and televised 1,046 feet of sewer main, and they assisted the road department with inlet repairs in preparation for this year's paving program. For the Parks Department, they did their monthly mowings of all the township facilities. They performed weekly park checks, trimmed the bushes at Baird Park, blew off trails and parking lots. They did weekly grooming of the ball fields, removed broken asphalt at LYA Park, trimmed limbs back in front of signs. They did road bank mowing, replaced tires on mowers, and repaired a fender on a trailer. That's all I have.
Thank you. Building Department.
Yes, for the month of May, the department issued 101 permits for construction activities. A total of 212 inspections were conducted, 39 fire inspections were conducted, 64 use and occupancy certificates were issued. The fire marshal responded to 23 incidents during working hours and conducted 1 burning complaint investigation. We've also released about 65% of the escrow for the McDade property at 760 Norwood Road, which was in the amount of $26,383.50.
Great. Thank you. Lionville Fire Company.
There were 66 calls for the month of May, 29 in Uwchlan Township, 14 in Upper Uwchlan Township, 5 in West Pikeland Township, and 18 in other municipalities. There were 4 drill nights held and 12 duty crew nights, and crews attended the Shimona Creek Elementary School Spring Fair.
Great. Thank you. And Uwchlan Ambulance.
Good evening. For the month of May, we responded to 266 calls. 144 of those were within the township. 63 were advanced life support calls, 77 basic life support calls, and 4 were fire related. Transported 110 times, and our average dispatch to response time was 1 minute and 27 seconds. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Great. Is there a motion to approve the reports?
I move that we approve the reports as read.
Second.
Any board questions or comments?
None.
Any public comment? All right, seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Great, moving on to this evening's business agenda. First up, we have resolution number 2026-17, county open space funding. Mr. Cagle?
Thank you. This is a resolution regarding the county's open space, farmland preservation, and park improvement programs. For decades, these programs have been valuable partners in helping municipalities preserve farms, protect natural resources, improve parks, and expand recreational opportunities for residents. Uwchlan Township has directly benefited from these investments, and many projects throughout the county have only been possible because of this partnership. The resolution before the board expresses support for the continued funding and long-term stability of these programs. A county commissioner most recently stated at last week's Open Space Innovation Summit that they're evaluating all county grant programs, and staff are working toward restoring funding for these initiatives in the upcoming budget. We appreciate those efforts and recognize the importance of maintaining a strong county commitment to open space, farmland preservation, and park improvement programs. This resolution is intended to reinforce the value these programs provide to municipalities and residents throughout Chester County and to encourage their continued support in the years ahead.
Great, thank you.
I'll move to approve resolution number 2026-17 for full restoration of the land use planning, farmland, and open space and park preservation programs.
Second.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 2, resolution number 2026-18, dated 2026 tax duplicate.
There are just a few changes to the tax duplicate for May. There was one interim issued for $18.49. And we did have to write 5 refunds for assessment reductions for a total amount of $1,411.48.
I move to approve resolution 2026-18 for the updated 2026 tax duplicate.
I second.
Any board questions or comments?
No.
Any public comment? We will call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All, motion passes. Number 3, resolution number 2026-19, signatory authority to access PennDOT crash information tool.
Good evening, Supervisors. The PennDOT Crash Information Tool is reportable crashes are tabulated yearly on the public side and has limited information. By giving me permission to sign that agreement, it will allow for us to get additional information from crashes to do traffic studies and enforcement. And it also is only a couple weeks behind versus in December, it'd be 11 months behind.
I move that for the approval of resolution number 2026-19, authorizing the police chief of Uwchlan Township to sign an electronic access agreement with the PennDOT.
I'll second.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comments? I will call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 4, authorization for the township manager to enter into a contract with Bowman for design, engineering, and construction inspection for Whitford Road and Laurie Circle.
Thank you. I'm seeking authorization to enter into a professional services agreement with Bowman in the amount of $33,000 to provide design, engineering, bidding assistance, and construction inspection services for improvements at the intersection of Whitford Road and Laurie Circle. These services will allow the township to advance the project from concept through construction and ensure the work is completed in accordance with all necessary standards and grant requirements. The township was successful in securing $120,000 in grant funding for the construction portion of this upgraded pedestrian crossing, including new warning lights, striping, and ADA curb ramps. Approval of this agreement represents the next step in moving these important improvements forward and ultimately delivering this project to enhance student safety.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to authorize the township manager to enter into contracts with Bowman, HRG, and AKRF for the services described. Are we doing the first?
Yeah, we're
I'm
doing
sorry,
the
I wasn't listening that closely. I heard it. I heard it. Just for Bowman then.
It's honest. It's okay. I'll second. Is there any board questions or comments? I'll just say how much I appreciate the grant that was awarded for this improvement, and I look forward to seeing those safety improvements there for the students that walk to school. All right, any public comment? Nope. I'll go ahead and call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Now we'll move on to B.
There we go.
Authorization for the township manager to enter into a contract with HRG for a stormwater funding study.
I'm seeking authorization to enter into a professional services agreement with HRG in the amount of $117,000 to conduct a stormwater funding study. As the board's aware, the township faces increasing regulatory requirements, aging infrastructure needs, and growing expectations related to stormwater management and water quality. The purpose of this study is to evaluate the township's current stormwater program, identify future funding needs, and explore potential funding mechanisms that would provide a sustainable and equitable way to support ongoing maintenance, capital improvements, and regulatory compliance. The study is informational in nature and will provide the board with the data and analysis needed to evaluate options and make informed decisions regarding the long-term funding of the township stormwater program.
I move for approval for the township manager to enter into an agreement with HRG for a stormwater funding study.
Second.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comment? Call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And C, authorization for the township manager to enter into a contract with AKRF for acoustical consulting services.
I'm seeking authorization to enter into a professional services agreement with AKRF for acoustical consulting services. The primary purpose of this engagement is to assist the township with a review of our noise ordinance. As part of that effort, AKRF will evaluate existing township standards, conduct ambient noise monitoring, and provide technical analysis and recommendations regarding potential ordinance updates. The scope also includes review of noise considerations associated with emerging land uses such as data centers. In addition, AKRF will be available to provide technical assistance related to noise complaints and land development reviews. While the township currently utilizes GFT for acoustical consulting services, we believe it's beneficial to have access to multiple qualified firms with specialized expertise. Different firms bring different experiences and capabilities, and having additional resources available provide the township with greater flexibility when addressing future acoustical matters. The agreement includes a series of defined tasks related to the ordinance review, ambient noise monitoring, and associated technical analyses at a fixed cost of $55,000, together with an hourly on-call component plus reimbursables that may be utilized on an as-needed basis for future acoustical consulting services.
Move to approve township, the authorization for the township manager to enter into a contract with AKRF for acoustical consulting services.
Second.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comment? I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 5, APG Peck Road, 675 Peck Road, preliminary final land development plan extension request.
Yes, back in March, the applicant had submitted a preliminary final subdivision land development application and plan for a 6-lot subdivision off of Peck Road. Last month, an extension was granted through June 30th. So the applicant is requesting a second extension through till July 31st. They did finally resubmit the plans and are planning to attend the July 1st Planning Commission meeting.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the extension request for the APG Peck Roads preliminary final land development plan.
Okay, I'll second. Is there any board question or comment?
No.
Any public comment? I'll call the vote. All in favor? Motion passes. Number 6, Rockwell Downingtown LLC extension request.
Yes, we received an email from Lou Colagreco, who represents the applicant, requesting an extension until July 31st for the township to hold a public hearing on this application. At this time, we've also tentatively scheduled the hearings with the board for July 23rd, 27th, and 29th at 6 p.m. Here at the Township Building. However, this would be based on a timely submission from Rockwell.
All right, I'll move to approve the extension request for the Rockwell Downingtown LLC. Was it zoning request change? Zoning change request?
For the zoning ordinance and PRD, tentative PRD plan.
Yeah, there we go.
The second.
Any board questions or comments? I would just add that, as we've done in the past practices, the township will, as soon as we have the dates confirmed and available, that will be pushed out on the township calendar as well as our social media.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Any public comment? I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 7, permission to advertise industrial uses zoning ordinance.
This request is for permission to advertise a proposed zoning ordinance amendment, which governs industrial uses, which includes warehouse, distribution facilities, and data centers. We've been working extensively over the past several months with the board, our consultants, and our solicitor to review and refine these regulations to ensure that they reflect current industry practices, address potential impacts on surrounding properties, and provide clear standard for future development proposals. We would look to hold a hearing on that at the next meeting, the July 13th meeting, and we would also discuss the ordinance at the July Planning Commission meeting as well.
I move to authorize permission to advertise the industrial use zoning ordinance.
Second.
Any board questions or comments?
No.
Any public comment? That'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. B, permission to advertise amendments to Chapter 195, Hotels, Motels, and Inns Ordinance.
Yes, although we just updated our hotel ordinance, we're requesting permission to advertise new amendments to the township's hotel regulations. After collaborative discussion with the hotel industry and making several revisions, that we believe the revisions maintain the township's objectives while addressing concerns that were also raised by the hotel community. The proposed changes better define some vague language under which the township can take more enforcement actions.
I move to authorize permission to advertise amendments to Chapter 195, Hotels, Motels, and Inns ordinance.
Second.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. With that, I'll draw your attention to the announcements that are listed at the bottom of this evening's meeting agenda. All meetings will be held at the Township Building unless otherwise noted. And I will let you look at that because there's a lot and nobody will remember what I read. And with that, do we have any public comment this evening? Joe? Any public comment tonight? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I will note that maybe we'll take like a 1-minute break and then go right into a conditional use hearing for the Eagleview Town Center, lot 17 and 20.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody.